Ex-wife regrets asking for open marriage. Dear true story, I'm writing you today as a man who never thought he'd be part of one of these stories. I've watched your videos for a while now. I used to listen to the heartbreak and betrayal from other men and wonder how anyone could not see it coming. How a woman you married, built a life with, and gave everything to could just flip the script and start talking about open marriages like it's some casual suggestion, like asking what's for dinner. But here I am now, a full blown statistic, divorced, betrayed, and still trying to piece together where things went wrong. The difference is, I've made it through to the other side. And while the pain still creeps up in waves sometimes, the peace I've found since cutting her loose and leaving Nevada is something I wouldn't trade for anything. Let me take it from the top. How we met. My name is Kent. I'm 37 now, but I met my ex-wife, let's call her Janelle, back when I was 29. I was working in HVAC, doing well for myself, focused, never been in any real trouble. Janelle worked at a logistics company across town. We met through mutual friends at a cookout one summer. She had this kind of bubbly energy, a loud laugh that turned heads, and a confidence that pulled you in like a magnet. I was drawn to her immediately. It felt like she chose me out of the crowd that day. At first, it was great. We talked all the time, went out to eat, took trips, and made each other laugh like teenagers. Janelle always talked about wanting a husband who was solid, dependable, and didn't play games. She made it sound like she was done with all that wild party life, said she wanted stability, said I was the most grounded man she ever met. We dated for about a year and a half before I proposed. She said yes in tears. Our family supported it, and everyone told us we looked great together. We got married in 2020. I bought us a small but cozy home in Henderson, Nevada. Nothing extravagant, but I worked hard for it. I paid the mortgage. She paid utilities and did some freelance side work from home. We didn't have kids yet, but we talked about it. I thought we were planning for a future together. But man, I missed the signs. The late night that changed everything. It all started changing late last year. Janelle had gotten obsessed with TikTok. I mean, obsessed. I'd come home from work, and she'd be on the couch watching TikToks. We'd be in bed, and she'd have her phone up to her face laughing at some video with her AirPods in. At first, I didn't think much of it. Social media is addictive, right? I thought it was just another phase. But then I started noticing little things. She began dressing a little more provocatively at random times, like she was trying to impress someone, but it sure as hell wasn't me. Her phone was always on silent. She started locking it, which she never did before. And then came the late night bathroom trips. She'd get up around 1 or 2 a.m. saying she couldn't sleep, then stay gone for 30-40 minutes in the bathroom, scrolling. One night I got up to use the bathroom myself and found her in the living room on the couch. She had a blanket around her and her phone pressed to her face with the screen dimmed. I watched from the hallway for a second, and I swear it looked like she was messaging someone, not watching videos. Her thumbs were tapping in a rhythm that didn't match, just scrolling or watching. I walked over and asked her, "What are you doing?" She jumped a little and pulled the phone closer to her chest. "Nothing," she said. "Just watching some funny stuff. Couldn't sleep." Something about the way she said it set off every alarm in my head. I sat next to her. We watched a few stupid videos together, but she seemed nervous. Eventually, I fell asleep with her on the couch. But I wasn't stupid. Something was going on. The open marriage request. The next morning is when everything hit the fan. We were drinking coffee, and out of nowhere, Janelle turns to me and says, "What do you think about open marriages?" I didn't even answer right away. I just stared at her. She went on like she was giving a TED talk. I think couples who do them the right way actually get stronger. I read that some people even reconnect deeper after trying it for a while, like temporarily, just to explore. I didn't say a word. I reached across the table and snatched her phone out of her hand. I didn't even care. I wasn't going to play dumb anymore. She immediately freaked out. Give it back, Kent. You're hurting my hand. I'll call the cops. You can't just grab me like that. I wasn't even squeezing her. I just grabbed the phone and stepped away. You gonna call the police because I took your phone? I asked. What are you hiding? I opened her TikTok and the first thing I saw was her DMs. Yes, TikTok has DMs. Found that out the hard way. She was messaging multiple guys, but one guy in particular, oh, he wasn't just some flirty pen pal. She was sending him pictures, revealing ones, talking about what she wanted to do to him, telling him what I was like in bed, mocking me, and laughing about how she could never tell me the truth. And that wasn't all. I checked her Cash App and saw payments labeled, "Thanks again," and "You're amazing." That's when I realized she wasn't just cheating, she was selling herself. The divorce process. I didn't even say much to her that day. I packed a bag, walked out, and stayed with my cousin on the other side of town while I made moves. Within 2 weeks, I had filed for divorce. I got my own apartment. I stopped answering her calls. She went from rage texting me to love bombing to playing the victim. She said she was just exploring her freedom, that we hadn't been connected lately, that I was the problem because I worked too much and wasn't emotionally available. The way these modern women flip it on you will leave you speechless. When the papers were finally served, oh man, she lost it. She tried to call my job and say I was unstable. She even left me voicemails crying and threatening to hurt herself if I didn't come talk to her. I didn't budge. I blocked her number and let my lawyer handle all communication after that. The court hearing. The day of the divorce hearing came, and she showed up looking like a Lifetime movie character. Long dress, no makeup, hair in a bun, looking like Mother Teresa. Her lawyer tried to paint me as this emotionally abusive, cold husband who pushed her into the arms of other men. She even said, I went online because I didn't feel safe opening up to him in real life. I felt small in our home. It was wild, man. I sat there thinking, who is this person? She told the judge she deserved spousal support because she had trauma and needed time to heal financially. She claimed I left her destitute, but my lawyer came prepared. We had printed screenshots, financial records, messages from TikTok, Cash App receipts. Let's just say the judge wasn't impressed with her trauma. Not only was she denied spousal support, but the judge made it clear she was lucky I wasn't pressing charges for some of the stuff she pulled. I walked out of that courtroom free. And something about leaving that building and knowing I was free to leave Nevada too, it just hit me. I went back to the house one last time, gathered my things, and drove straight to Arizona where I had a job offer waiting for me. It was like God said, now go live your life. Her regret. It didn't take long before she started trying to reach out again. Through fake numbers, through email, through mutual friends. I've been gone for almost a year now, and from what I hear, she's living in some apartment with roommates, still trying to do freelance work online. She's back on TikTok trying to be an influencer. She even made a video talking about how she was betrayed by the man she loved, and people don't understand how hard monogamy is. Can you believe that? She regrets it. I know she does. A few months back, one of her friends, who took my side during the divorce, sent me a screenshot of Janelle saying she messed up the best thing she ever had and wishes she could turn back time. I don't feel bad for her. Not anymore. I gave her everything. A home, stability, love. And she wanted freedom to be with the dude she met on TikTok. I hope she enjoys scrolling through her life alone. My closing thoughts. To any man reading this, especially the younger ones, if your wife or girlfriend starts talking about open marriages, it's over. Don't debate it. Don't argue. She's already gone emotionally. She's already picked the guy in her mind. You just haven't found out yet. And if she's on TikTok late at night while you're asleep, laughing, smiling, typing fast, guarding her phone like it's Fort Knox, brother, wake up. She's not just watching cat videos. I've been rebuilding. I've got a new job, a new apartment, and peace I didn't think was possible. Sometimes I still feel that old bitterness rise up, but then I remember I'm free. Thanks for reading my story, True Story. I hope it helps someone. And if you do share it on your channel, let these men know. Her open marriage request wasn't a conversation. It was a confession. She just didn't expect me to respond with freedom. All the best. Keachin. Subject, Part 2. Life after divorcing my TikTok addicted ex-wife. Life after the divorce. How I've been healing. What I've learned. And of course, because people have been blowing up my phone about it, I'll tell you what my ex-wife Janelle is up to now. Let me just say this up front. Leaving that woman was the best decision I've ever made. Moving to Arizona, best fresh start I could have asked for. When I left Nevada, I didn't just pack my bags. I packed up every single part of my old life that didn't serve me anymore. The job, the house, the toxic marriage, and even the people who stood by and watched it happen without ever saying a word. I moved to Arizona a week after the court finalized the divorce. I had a job lined up with an HVAC company I'd done contract work with years ago. It wasn't a glamorous start. I stayed in a studio apartment, just me and a mattress on the floor, a suitcase, and my old pickup truck. But you know what? It was mine. And it was quiet. No yelling, no anxiety, no wondering who she was texting when she turned her phone away. Just peace. Work was steady, long hours, but that's the kind of distraction I needed. I threw myself into learning the ropes of my new territory, building client relationships, and putting money away. Within 3 months, I had my own one-bedroom apartment with actual furniture. Within 6 months, I bought a used but solid Ford F1 150. And now, nearly a year later, I just signed the paperwork on a new home outside Tucson. It's small, but it's got a yard, no more shared walls, no more walking on eggshells. I sit outside some nights with a beer, look at the stars, and just breathe. You don't realize how valuable breathing is until you've lived with someone who makes you feel like you're suffocating in your own house. Therapy saved my mind. One thing I never thought I'd do, but now swear by, is therapy. After everything with Janelle, I had a hard time trusting anyone. I wasn't sleeping. I kept replaying the arguments. The moment I took her phone, the way she screamed that I hurt her. I felt like I was always waiting for someone to pull the rug out from under me again. So I booked a few sessions with a male therapist, a coworker recommended. And let me tell you, that man helped me unpack a lifetime of I'll just tough it out mentality. Turns out, being emotionally numb isn't strength, it's survival. One thing he told me that stuck: you can't rebuild with the same tools that built your pain. I'd been raised to be the provider, the protector, the fixer, but no one ever told me how to protect myself from manipulation. Therapy gave me the tools I never had growing up. Tools for boundaries, for self-respect, for seeing red flags and actually doing something about them. I've kept going every other week, and it's been the best investment in myself I've ever made. Dating again, slowly. Now let me be real with you. After a betrayal like the one I went through, getting back into dating feels like learning how to walk again. At first, I didn't even want to talk to women. The idea of opening up again made my stomach turn. I'd go to the gym, the grocery store, out with coworkers, and I could tell when a woman was giving me that "I see you" look, but I wasn't biting. Then one day, about 5 months ago, I was at a weekend farmer's market. I was grabbing some locally made salsa and noticed a woman next to me looking at hot sauce like it held the secret to life. I joked that she looked like she was making a very serious decision, and she laughed. We ended up talking for 10 minutes. No pressure, no expectations, just easy conversation. Her name's Brittany. She's a nurse. Divorced too, with no kids. We exchanged numbers, Took things slow, real slow. Coffee dates turned into walks, walks turned into dinners. And over time, I let my guard down a little. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I'm in love again or rushing into anything, but she's been respectful of my past. She doesn't push. She communicates like an adult. And most importantly, she's consistent. That's something I've learned to value above all else: consistency. You can be pretty, funny, or even sexy as hell, but if you're emotionally unpredictable, I'm out. I told her about what happened with Janelle. She listened. She didn't judge. She just said, "I'm sorry you went through that. You didn't deserve it." Sometimes hearing those words from someone new is all it takes to realize how much you'd been gaslit in your old relationship. The return of Janelle. Because, of course, you knew this part was coming. After the dust settled and it became clear I wasn't coming back, Janelle started creeping back into the picture. First, it was emails from an address I didn't recognize. "Hey, just wanted to check on you. I miss talking to you." I ignored it. Then came the text from a new number. "This is Janelle. I know you blocked me, but I just need 5 minutes to talk." I ignored it. Then came the fake emergencies. She sent a mutual friend to tell me she'd been in a minor car accident and needed help with transportation. The friend asked if I could just call her to check in. Nope, I blocked that friend too. Finally, she left me a voicemail from another fake number that actually made me laugh. She said, "I've done a lot of reflecting and realized I was influenced by the wrong people. That TikTok culture, it brainwashed me. I've deleted the app. I'm focusing on my mental health. I just want to see if we can talk things through like grown-ups." Lady, the time to talk like grown-ups was when I caught you cheating and you tried to call the police on me. Now you're just noise. I haven't responded to a single message, not one, and I never will. From what I've heard through the grapevine, Janelle's influencer dream crashed and burned. She tried to grow her account after our divorce by posting empowerment content, but people didn't buy it. A few women did, sure, but most could tell she was full of it. She posted cryptic videos about being misunderstood, not being safe in her marriage, and all the typical word salad victim language. But when she started asking for donations to help her move forward, her followers dropped fast. That's what happens when you play victim long enough. People start looking for receipts. She's now living with her sister and bouncing between freelance gigs, trying to rebrand herself. Last I heard, she applied for a job at some real estate office but didn't last long. Guess those DMs and Cash App requests don't translate well into the real world. What I've learned. If you're still reading this, let me leave you with a few hard-earned lessons. Never ignore your gut. The night I caught Janelle on her phone, I knew. I saw it in her eyes. I just didn't want to believe it. Open marriage is usually code for "I'm already cheating." If someone brings up the idea of sleeping with others, it's not hypothetical. It's preparation for confession. Modern dating culture is a minefield. TikTok, OnlyFans, DMs, it's changed the game. Too many people treat relationships like side quests now. Don't play along. Silence is power. I didn't argue with Janelle after I found out. I left, and my silence said more than 1,000 angry texts ever could. Therapy isn't weakness, it's armor. I went into therapy feeling broken. I came out feeling bulletproof. You can rebuild. I left a house, a life, a marriage, and a whole city behind. And guess what? I found better, not just in my surroundings, but in me. Closing thoughts. If you told me 2 years ago that my wife, the woman I built a life with, would betray me through TikTok DMs and ask for an open marriage, I would have laughed. But it happened, and I survived. More than that, I thrived. I've got peace, a home, a woman who respects me, and a mirror I can look into every morning with zero shame. So if you're a man reading this who's going through it, hear me. You can leave. You can rebuild. You are not stuck. And if your woman ever comes to you talking about freedom and exploration, understand what she's really saying. She's already left. You just haven't packed yet. Thanks again, True Story, for giving men like me a voice. We're out here. We're healing, and we're not staying quiet anymore. With gratitude, Kent.